was watching, which is on my playlist, a video today of one of the doctors explaining histamine issues and why sometimes it's worse than others. So let's say every single person in the world has a bucket to hold their histamines in, right? And some people always have just a little bit of histamine. Some people's got some seasonal allergies, so there's more histamines. Some people's got some food allergies, here's some more. But then you get something like mast cell activation syndrome or something, a long haul COVID, and all of a sudden you are like this, right? This is your bucket right here. So you only have a tiny bit of extra space up there, right? But you just eat a high histamine food, right? Something you didn't have a problem with last week because you're not technically allergic to, but this week you ate this high histamine food. And now you're throwing up and having diarrhea and coughing or sneezing. Like, there's multiple different symptoms because your bucket just overfilled. So people with mast cell activation syndrome, with the high histamine reactions and everything, buckets are always almost filled to the top or always overfilled. So that's why when we go and eat any high histamine foods that might not have caused us a reaction 2 days ago, causes us a reaction today. Our bucket's too high. It just stormed outside and you might be allergic to mold and stuff like that. And that storm just released more mushrooms and stuff in the yard and more mold spores and everything. So now your environmental one has gone up so much that it's now pushed all your food ones up. So even if you're not allergic to the food, your body will still have a histamine reaction. Your throat can still start closing. You can still get hives. You can still get gastro issues severely badly because your histamines inside your body is too high and now it's overflowing, causing allergic reactions to the histamines. It's your body causing this issue. I still, to this day, is extremely upset that I have had mast cell activation syndrome and high histamines almost my whole entire life, and doctors knew it. Doctors knew it. It was in my records even from a child. And I didn't understand what those initials meant, especially as a child, and my mom didn't understand. My mom was told, just don't feed her these foods. That's it. That's what she was told. And it's still high histamine foods, right? No one explained what it was. What is mast cell activation syndrome? No one ever explained it. And you can go into kind of like a remission where it's not bothering you that much. But it seemed everyone who's gotten long haul COVID has either had it in their body all their life and it has released it, or made it a billion times worse so you notice it. And one of the symptoms, like, I have all the symptoms, every single symptom has been my life, okay? And one of the major symptoms is the issue I have a couple of times a month while we're sitting on the toilet with severe gushing, gross diarrhea, yes, not gonna sugarcoat it, and vomiting in a bucket for 5 straight hours, at least 3 times a month or more, almost my whole life, even when I went to Hawaii. And it was worse because I was overheated and I thought I was dying there. But every single month, 3 to 4 times, my whole life since a child, that has happened to me. And that is one major symptom. It means my histamines were so high during that time, it caused a horrible reaction. And so many of my other issues. So many. If someone had told me I could cure everything because I have this disorder, like this disease, whatever you want to call it, illness, whatever, autoimmune, I don't know what we should be calling it. And every time I look it up, no one ever really says what to call it. But if I had known my whole life, just eat carnivore, and I'd be fine. And never had to be fat, never had to be ill, never had to have a bucket and sit on the toilet, never had to almost faint after eating, never have all the shakes, never have my throat swelling. I knew something was wrong this summer because even eating a grape, my throat would swell shut. Y'all, do you know how rare it is to be allergic to a grape? Okay, and I am not. All of a sudden, I was allergic to coconut. Never in my life was I allergic to coconut. All of a sudden, I was allergic to hazelnut. Like, severely bad. Almonds, all of a sudden. I'm allergic to almonds and peanuts, and I never was. These are not allergies I even had as a child. Okay? And the list grew bigger and bigger and bigger. And they couldn't tell me what. I'm having allergic reactions to all of these things. Especially when, you know, skin tests say I'm not allergic. The blood tests say I'm not allergic, but I'm having these allergic reactions. And this is what has happened my whole life. I would go to the doctor. They would be like, or the allergist. And they would be like, and I'm talking about UNC and Duke. Okay, I'm not talking about just normal, your local allergist. I'm talking about going up to the big people, right? And they would be like, I don't understand. You have extremely high histamines, and you only tested allergic to a couple of things here. That's it. Just a couple. But you are literally sitting here in front of us in hives, and your throat's full. Like, I've had doctors witness it. And no one could tell me why. Right? Now, I had a doctor 17 years ago put in my record, well, it was probably less than 17 years ago, about mast cell activation syndrome. And you know what she treated me with? But she didn't tell me what it was. She just said, I have a very high histamine body, and I need to take these two things for the rest of my life. And I did. I took them for 17 years. But following everyone on keto, I started coming off of them because of all the other things that they could lead to in the future. And then I became very allergic to one, and that's the Nexium, because I was prescribed Nexium and this other stomach meds. And I was prescribed loratadine, 20 milligrams a day. And I thought I was taking it for stomach issues and for allergies, just what I'm allergic to, right? The environment. I thought that's the reason she put me on it, right? She was the allergist, and I was having horrible stomach issues and allergies, and she never really explained. She just said, you're going to be on these the rest of your life. But she never really explained. I was supposed to go back the next week, but then she quit and moved. But it's in my records, that I had mast cell activation syndrome, and this is how they treat it. And the next step would be steroids if that did not work. Don't get me wrong. All those years ago, people barely knew anything about it. No one knew you could just go carnivore or do this diet, like a low histamine diet, and you should be fine. And you can cure it if you do it right. The histamine issues. Some people are stuck doing just carnivore and can't go back to keto or go back to whatever diet they want. And then others are just on a low histamine diet for the rest of their life, and others can just go back to normal, whatever they were eating, and be fine. But it can happen all over again. So that is why I take my loratadine every day like I'm supposed to now that I know why I was. Doctors have got to tell us why they're giving us stuff. Okay, I know I had a little girl who had severe allergies, and I was taking her back and forth for shots, and I was very stressed out. And maybe she did tell me what it was, but I didn't understand it because that was so many years ago, and I was so fragile back then that she could have said, you had MASCA, and I would have been okay. And she's like, just take this, and you'll be fine. I don't know, because it was a hard time in my life at that time. I was very messed up. I was like 400 something pounds. I was extremely depressed. Didn't know I had ADHD, and I was just being told I was lazy and no motivation, and why do I set all these goals and break them, and like, life was very hard for me back then. And you can have it your whole life. I don't want anyone saying, well, you can only have mast cell activation syndrome a little bit. No. You can get it out of the blue, but you could have had it your whole life. Like, it's inside your body, kind of like Epstein-Barr. It's inside your body if you've gotten it, and it can reappear over and over again. And I've had that too. Also, I've been exposed to molds, which is also creates high histamines. I've been exposed to a lot of molds in my life. I lived in a house that was just drenched in it for about 2 years, and it was just impossible to get rid of it. So the house ended up being condemned. We were renting. At that time, I was like 19 years old. I didn't have a lot of money, so I was renting this really cheap house from my boss, but it was horrible. Horrible. But it was something, right? You do what you have to do back then when you were a teenager, right? And you don't want to live at home forever, and you want to go live somewhere else and have your own life. And yeah, looking back, that was probably a stupid decision. But, we're healing it. We're fixing it, right? We're fixing it. Also, what's hard? This morning I was making Dino some eggs. I'm like, how many do you want? I love cooking eggs, but right now it just doesn't settle with me. And that could be, I could be having some histamine issues from the eggs. And sometimes I've been exposed, like it's raining, so my histamines are going to be higher. So don't eat eggs because my bucket's too full. Because if you watch my videos, I'm so confused whether or not I can have eggs or not. And now I understand. My bucket is too full those days to be able to eat the eggs. So I'm making Dino eggs. I'm like, how many do you want? 5? Because 5 is great. 5 gives you protein you need, the fat you need for the morning, especially if you're going to the gym to work out. And he's like, I'm not trying to get fat. I'm like, but it's eggs. It's not going to make you fat. That oatmeal in there, I didn't say the oatmeal, but in my head I was like, that oatmeal and the sweet potatoes, chips, and that's what makes you fat. And he's like, no, you can look it up. Eggs make you fat. I'm like, but that's old research. And he's like, no, you're not going to convince me otherwise. No two bodies are the same. That he likes to use that against me because I say that in my videos. I'm like, oh, I understand, but it's less fat in those eggs than the creamer. So, yeah. But every video I've ever watched for a woman, if they're going to eat eggs in the morning, should eat about 5 because it's the perfect hormone ratio. It's got the perfect fat and protein for you first thing in the morning. Make sure and put your sodium on there. I've done a lot of research on that, and that's why I was eating 5 when I was eating it, because it becomes the perfect breakfast meal if you're not having anything else with it. And I've watched a lot of men carnivores, especially the ones hitting the gyms. They do 5. One guy does 10, but holy crap, I would throw up. Like, I can't hold that much volume. Just can't. Anyways, I have to go put my shirt and socks and all that on soon because we are going to the gym. And no, I have not eaten this morning. I have not eaten because first, I woke up this morning having to throw my cat off me and almost screaming my head off because my right calf was in a horrifying cramp. Oh my gosh, I was walking and walking for about 10 minutes throughout the house trying to get it to uncramp. Every time I tried to stop to massage it, it would cramp harder, so I would have to start walking again. And yes, I suffer from calf cramps. It was that way when I was a teenager too, and then they went away for years, and now they are back, and I cannot figure out what it is. I'm having my magnesium, I'm having sodium, I have plenty of potassium, so I don't know why they're cramping, and it's horrifying, and I hate it. And then after that, I had, running to the bathroom for about 2+ hours, constantly running to the bathroom. I guess my body was cleaning itself out. It was also that time of the month, towards the end of that, and, you know, I'm the girl that gets the upset stomach during that time. Just, I mean, upset is, you know, some diarrhea. So I'm fully cleaned out, and I'm not going to eat because I'm scared to, since we're going to the gym, because I don't want to be running to the bathroom. Don't know what I'm going to do there yet, because after that leg cramp, my leg hurts so bad. There's no way I'm walking that treadmill, probably. And it's about 12 o'clock now, so I probably won't be eating until 3. But I have my air fryer completely cleaned out and ready to go. And I managed, because my hair is kind of a little dirty. It's hair washing day tonight. It's been like 3 days. I noticed when it's short, I need to wash it more. But I was able to put some oils in it, like my, kind of like a leave-in conditioner, but not really. It's like BioSilk oil, but I put it in there, and I believe my hair is going to stay in a ponytail today because I just was not feeling the pigtails. Like, I just did not feel like doing it. So, yeah, I'm ready. And yes, I put makeup on because it makes me happy. It makes me feel like I care about myself. So even going to the gym, I do my makeup. It's a thing. Unless I am, and it's still just the normal makeup. Literally, I've been dyeing down the eyeliner. So I still have some, not eyeliner, but brow liner. I still have some there because I have blonde hair. You cannot see it. You barely can see it. Without any. So I just used a little. I don't use, there's no eyeliner or anything like that. It's just mascara, some little bit of eyeshadow, and lip liner. And that is it. That is all I have on. It just makes me feel like I'm proud of myself. Like, I feel better if I do it. Like, I care about what I look like. And I do it even if I'm not going anywhere and just filming. I at least put mascara and lip liner on, and of course eyebrow, because otherwise you can't see them. But that's a me thing. Maybe it's a southern thing. I don't know. Because a lot of people's like, why are you putting makeup on to go to the gym? Like, that's, you know. Because I put makeup on when I get out of bed. When I get to go wash my face and stuff, I put at least those 3 things on because it makes me feel like I care what I look like. Because right now, I can't put the clothes on I want to because of the weight gain, and I didn't go buy tons of clothes. I just bought some leggings and stuff, like, and t-shirts. So I'm at least going to look like I put my face on. Okay? Okay. Now, I do have new gym clothes that I'm wearing right now. Because I needed some pants. I bought me like 2 pairs, and I'm going to have to just rotate them. But let me shut up and go see if Dino's ready yet, because I want to get out of here because I'm actually hungry, and the sooner we go, the sooner we can get home and I can eat. And I have had a coffee. That's what I'm drinking right now because I didn't wake up until 9 today. I was just exhausted from yesterday. But let me go see what he's up to. It is 2 p.m. I'm having my first meal of the day. I have had a coffee. So this one is a lot leaner, so I did not cook them as much at all. And then there's a few that has some big fats, and the rest has no fat. But I have 10.5 ounces of picanha or fat cap, the tail end of a sirloin. It has multiple names, but it is beef. Very fatty, very, very yummy beef. So this is my first meal of the day. I am starving, just got back from the Y, and it is time to eat. It's still sizzling, y'all. See the nice, yummy, fatty juices all over it? Oh my gosh, cannot wait. Cannot wait to dive into this. Willow, that carpet is not staying in here. I like my open floor. Willow? She keeps running and sliding with the whole rug. Watch this. Watch. Willow! Boy, get down right now. Get your booty down. What are you doing, Dumber? Why are you going crazy? Are you lying? Are you lying? Alright, so that rug was on the floor in this room, but with cats, it's better not to have rugs. And I have carpet, unfortunately, and can't pull it up right now. So I bought this rollout that I put on my front porch. A laminate, vinyl, whatever you want to call it, flooring for right here instead of a rug. So they get sick to their tummy or any issues, we got it covered. One day, but it will be a nightmare to empty this room out, strip up the carpet, fix the flooring underneath because it was made for carpet, and I was told it wasn't finished flooring, that they don't finish it unless they put vinyl or something down. So, oh no, he's gonna slide. But one day in the future, we will work on that. Alright, so you saw the floor in that room. I had to move so much crap out of there. I moved everything out except the bed was out of that room, and the 2 tall dressers. And of course, not the toolboxes that I use for clothing stuff. But I had to move everything out of there so I could sweep the carpet first because of cat hair, because I haven't done that in probably a month. Like I said, I've been so behind on everything. And then, yeah, it is raining, but I need to check them out. Then I had to vacuum the whole entire room. It was insane. Then put that flooring down, put everything back in there. And I did arm and back workouts at the gym today. I didn't walk treadmills or anything. I just used machines. Dino doesn't like that place so much. The why? Because he likes to lift 200 pounds, which I think is nuts. But the machines move everywhere. They don't stay in place, so he couldn't work out because he refuses to do lighter. Like I said, I think it's ridiculous, but whatever. So yeah, now tomorrow we're supposed to be at Planet Fitness, like 2 whole hours. I better learn to like working out because he wants to go at least 4 days a week. I'm hoping he said yes, but then when he found out that it's an hour and 20-minute drive there and then back, he's not too keen right this minute. But Monday I'm supposed to be able to finally go to the zoo. He likes walking. He doesn't like zoos. I'm trying to explain to him this isn't Hawaii Zoo. This isn't zoos, okay? This is the biggest open zoo exhibit in the United States. We have the biggest open area. It's not what he's used to. I think he's going to like it. I gotta check them out. And it's raining. Y'all, I went outside trying to get steps in. You saw me recording and crap, getting them out. Y'all, my hips are killing me from yesterday in that treadmill. If you do not know, I have severe arthritis in both hips. They're also deformed. They are not a circle at all anymore. And the little round joint that goes into the hip that connects the leg is no longer a circle. It has basically bone spurs on both of them. Really, a nozzle on this side, a nozzle on this side on each one. It looks weird. And I have an impingement in both sides. It's where my nerves are being pinched to death, and it won't rotate correctly. It's why I fall going upstairs sometimes. Sometimes my foot does not lift because the impingement and the rotation just does not follow through with my brain, because my brain tells it to do it and it can't do it because it gets stuck, and then I go falling. And after being on the treadmill so much yesterday, I'm dying. So I couldn't do it. I got a total of more than 5,000 steps in from the whole day, but I couldn't walk along. And that's killing me lifting my phone up right now because I did arms and back. Yeah, I'm going to be suffering for a while. And no, I did not take an ibuprofen, but I might have to because I'm getting an ocular headache again in this eye really bad. But yeah, so I'll let y'all know if I eat anything, but this will probably, even though it's only like 5, it'll probably be the end of my video other than if I eat, just because cannot hold the phone up. Nope, I've done enough today. I'm dying. I really just want to go to sleep, to be honest. I am sleepy, but I'm not because I'll mess up my sleep. But that's what I want to do. Just saying. So I think I'm going to be watching some more videos today on mast cell activation syndrome and histamines because it's so interesting. I thought it was 17 years ago that I went to the allergist, but my mom was like, girl, you're terrible with time. It was like 14 years ago. And that's just like around 14, 15 years ago time frame right there when Haley was little, not an infant. She was like a toddler. And that is when, like 16 years ago is when they first started talking about mast cell activation syndrome. For my allergist to even put that in my records, I wish she was still around here. It means she kept up with things because it was only a year or two just been found. Like people started knowing about it and writing papers about it. So, yeah, it would have been great if she was around here still. But I've been doing a lot of research, watching a lot of videos. I put some more videos in the playlist of trying to heal my body with low histamine carnivore. And it Some of those are for mast cell activation syndrome. Some of them are just about low histamine. Some of them are, like, I'm just throwing anything that I think could help someone. My mom's calling. Okay, it's the next morning. This isn't the next day's video, though. We're going to talk about what happened yesterday because I never came back to film. My arms were hurting. I was really busy. My mom called. Why did she call? Because they were going to run the food line and they did not feel like it. Haley's meds were ready and they needed some groceries. Like, they needed milk and deli meat. And it wasn't a lot of deli meat. So they got deli meat, milk, and some jars of pickles. $14 worth of hot bar wings for my dad and Haley, and $10 sushi. Y'all, that order was like $100. How can anyone survive? I mean, that deli meat was not even enough for, let's say, 3 people for a couple of days. So when people look at my haul and like, oh my gosh, $150, y'all, that is 20 pounds of meat. Technically, if it didn't shrink because of the fat, that would be 20 days for $150. But I went and did all that. Got their meds, everything. Didn't need anything else. Only had water. But was so dead I didn't feel like filming. I was in bed by 10-ish, but I had severe trouble falling asleep. My hips were hurting so bad I kept waking up all night long, even at 1 a.m. It was really hard to figure out how to get comfortable. I like to sleep on I fall asleep on my side, end up on my back. When I end up on my back, I end up with migraines usually, because I pinch my neck in a weird position. I don't know, I move my pillows, it's crazy. But it was hard to fall asleep. The pain was excruciating. I woke up with pain, and Dina wants to spend 2 hours in the gym again today, so we'll see. We'll see how dead I am after that. But nothing on Sunday. There is no way right now I could walk at the zoo. This sucks. And then him wanting to go to the gym for 2 hours today. I don't think I'm going to be able to go to the zoo, which is breaking my heart because I was so excited to finally get to go. But anyways, this is the ending. Wanted to finish telling you about yesterday. And then I guess I need to get dressed. I've only been up for a few minutes having my first coffee, which should be in the other video, not this one. So it's really hard when I try to do it ending to a video the next day. I never know how to do it. Like, I always end up telling too much information that should be in the other video. But anyways, I digress. Here we go.